We should be live now, I believe.
Hurrah!
Welcome.
Yay. That's some
Greetings.
careful lighting you've got here, Callum.
Oh, thanks very much. It's my kind of Twitch setup, but it changes every time because I'm lazy.
Can I just say, Callum does not have that up all the time.
No.
He doesn't.
No.
He does this for us.
Purely. I have no idea. Right, the stream's now started, but I have absolutely no idea at which point we've come in. So we should probably start again. Hello. This Google Hangouts catches me out every time because it's a bit different to the regular streaming stuff. I have a bit less control of it, and I'm not OCD. But yes,
you get those lights from the pound shop.
Some of them, yes, I did.
Well, where did you get the other ones from then?
The other ones are from Lidl's.
Oh, right, moving up the £2 shop.
Well, the thing about the Lidl's ones is they're really good. Well, they were really good. They're like a series of coloured light bulbs with an LED inside, but it's like the thinnest glass in the world. And one night after I was Twitch streaming, I was done, and I pulled this backdrop down and crushed about 10 of the bulbs on the ground. At which point I was like trying to step over glass in the darkness, just going. What?
But that's what they do in films when like they're thinking that an assassin's going to come, so they take off the bulbs and they put them in the ground.
What film was that?
That's what I would do.
It's from a film, but I can't remember what film it is.
And so, listen, guys, it's from 100 films. I've seen many films.
Alone, probably.
Yeah, Home Alone, The Spy Years.
I've
remember
never
that
seen
one.
that movie.
Do you know? I can't help but think about all the things that Joe Pesci's been over the years, and all the stories you hear about him being an absolute nutcase, and thinking, see if he'd been that guy in Home Alone. Like, see if there was a cut of Home Alone where they were just competent, really vicious burglars, and they dodged that bucket of paint and got upstairs, and Macaulay Culkin just got fucking strangled, and it was about 15 minutes long. It was great.
I just realised I was trying to type "Hello, William," and then I remembered that I'm actually on the stream, so yes. I can actually just say "Hello, William." And hello, original Stephen. It's always good to have the first Stephen.
Yeah. Peaceful Joint as well. Also said hello.
Hello, Peaceful Joint. But I said hello to him or her. And
is there such a thing as a stressful joint? I suppose you could smoke a joint while you were stressed, but I don't think it would alleviate your stress.
Well, it could be a joint.
It does, doesn't it?
It could be a joint of meat.
This is true.
And
Peaceful Joint, please clarify the nature of your joint.
Hello, Miles. Miles Cook. It's a great name for a detective.
That's true.
My name's Miles Cook. Miles Cook Detective Agency.
Here's a question,
Detective
Matt.
Agents to see.
I wanted to know, what's it like for Halloween in Holland?
Well, it was actually pretty boring here. It's I had decorations up and everything, but there were no people coming for candy, and then.
Sorry, I don't know why I read them. It was there was the middle of that. You were like, I put up decorations, but there were no people.
There were no people. No. Especially not for candy. But I did go out dressed up as a goth. So.
Oh, well, that must have been a hardship for you.
It was very easy, but
what shall we wear today?
Wait a minute. Peaceful Joint has just said that when he made his PlayStation Network account, that was the default name.
You see, that's funny because
they actually gave you that name.
Xbox
Hello, Badger.
As well, and they would give you like really stupid names like Radical Badger. I'm just putting names together, and they would force you to keep those names.
It would force you, like with the gun to your head, and they're like,
well,
"You better keep that name, boy."
Do you want to fuck with Microsoft? You just take that name.
Radical Badger sounds like some sort of 1980s cartoon.
Well,
yeah,
it's funny.
I would watch that. I would watch a cartoon called Radical Badger, and he's got his cap and it's round the wrong way.
He's got a skateboard as well, though.
Yeah, he's always hitting the pipes, getting away from.
And he lives just outside a town, and there's a small group of children who.
And his mortal enemy is TB.
No, I realised.
Oh no, it's tuberculosis! Look out! And he always jumps on his skateboard and dodges it.
You know,
Whoa!
Stephen, I was going to make a Bodger and Badger reference. So,
So
thank you for making
mashed
one before me.
potatoes.
I know.
That guy's dead. Not the Badger, the other guy. Yeah. The guy from Bodger and Badger's dead. I'm going to type in guy from Bodger and Badger.
Well,
Bodger and Badger.
Bodger,
guy from Bodger, Andy Cunningham dead.
Oh man, that's
67.
Really depressing. Yep. That's really depressing. When did that happen?
Oh, do you know what makes it worse? You know how it's
is Badger killed him?
Oh yeah, that's mashed potato overdose. No, you know how you normally with these things, it's like after a short battle with illness or something, it just has passed away after a lengthy battle with cancer.
That's
not so at least it wasn't passed away after a lengthy battle with Badger. That would have
he had a quicksilver brain, a rebellious attitude, boundless of compassion.
Is he talking about the Badger?
And of course, a passion for mashed potato. What an obituary.
I'm going to keep on doing this joke where we're saying something about Bodger, but we're actually talking about Badger.
Right.
Bob Ferngoth, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. I'm saying sir. Nice. It's Bob Ferngoth, a man. I don't know. Maybe not.
Whose fault is it?
We should be like gender neutral, so we should just say hello.
Hello.
From now on.
Or just use the name. Hello, fault.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I'm not on the chat, actually. I should be there. Ah, there we are.
Bob Ferngoth is waiting for a train. Where are you going? I want to know.
Ooh.
Is it one of those kind of slightly spooky terminus stations that's like the end of the line? Actually doesn't go anywhere.
Is it going to be the midnight murder train?
I know.
A lot of people saying it's loading.
There's some great names in here. Traveling everywhere. Hello.
Why is it showing? Why is it coming up?
The Badger is okay though.
For some reason, when I come up, it's not showing me a picture, but maybe it just doesn't show me my own picture on screen.
Oh no! Do you know what? No, it's not. It's not showing you. It's just showing the gas.
Yeah, strange. Oh,
it's showing the gas when you are on.
Now you're gone. You're gone.
But that's weird because I can see you on the Hangouts. So
yeah, it shows me down there, but on the actual Google thing, what is?
You're gone again. You're gone.
There you go.
There I am. So the whole time we've been talking about my shitty backdrop, and no one's seen it.
Okay, so just to recap, guys, one set of lights is from the Pound Shop. One set of lights is from Lidl's.
Yeah, 3 sets are from Poundland.
Three are from. Well, there's only 3.
Each one of them is a different strand, and then at the side, there's these bulbs. I'll just caress them now.
And can I just say that
I've worn this T-shirt since last year.
You know, we really need to sell those T-shirts because it's an awesome T-shirt.
Guys, I'll stand up and
blaze
my nips.
Make horror great again. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. The thing is, I wore that on. Am I breaking up?
No.
Yeah, everybody's breaking up for me.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone sounds fine to me. That's strange.
God, chaos. Is anybody just downloading torrents or something? We never do that.
I know. I'm sorry. I was distracted there because Badger was telling us that
they want a T-shirt, but like, I mean, what? Like for free? I mean, I want a lot of things for free. Let's see the color of your money.
we really need to get a store sorted out at some point, and you know, Mick. No, I'm only joking. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, I was distracted by the fact that Badger's saying that they're dyslexic.
I don't think I've ever met a Badger that wasn't dyslexic. I mean,
I remember we were camping one time, like maybe we were like 13 or 14. I'm getting a bit of break up there, but there was maybe 13 or 14 we were camping, and it was maybe me and 3 other guys. And a tent, and a really kind of
Oh, this is going to be a creepypasta, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Sonic the Hedgehog came out, and he had lifelike eyes.
Dave has joined us.
Oh, welcome, boy of lawn.
Sorry, continue your
yeah. So basically, we were all camping. There was 4 of us, and this woman comes up the path in the middle of the night, and we're talking like 2:30 in the morning. So we're thinking we had a fire and stuff like that. We're thinking she's going to come and give us shit. And she just walks right up to us, right? And we're all sitting there kind of fairly young, like 13, 14 or something. And she's like, have you boys seen any badgers? at like 2:30 in the morning.
Would you like to?
And I was
Would
just
you like to see a badger?
Is this a come on? Like, like.
That's where it went really downhill quickly. I'm sorry.
She's just like, so she's like, yeah, have you seen any badgers? And I was like, well, not tonight, not tonight. No, but she's like, all right, see, well, I've got this website, and I was like, oh no. She's like, I track badgers. She's like, you might not believe this, but there's people out there that don't like badgers and they'd like to see harm done to them. And I was like, "All right, oh no, I wouldn't like to do that myself."
She's definitely she's like some sort of secret agent.
Oh yeah,
she's telling people like, "Oh guys, look, just tell me where the badgers are. I'm not going to do anything to them. Just I want them. I just want to pet.
Tell me where the Russian agents, badgers are.
Straight out with the shovel. As soon as she sees a badger, straight out with a shovel.
She's like, if you do it, can you email me on this website and I'll mark it on the map? I was like, yeah, no problem. She's like, all right, you boys enjoy yourself, and then just fucking like rematerialize back into the shadows.
Did you draw a badger?
I fucking cannot take this story, man.
We had to draw it when we went to the police station later on, yeah.
Yeah, that's the badger story. So I just imagine this map full of badger heads. Yeah, beautiful.
It could only have been better had we just battered a badger to death with a shovel moments earlier.
I know. Have you seen a badger? You're like, no. You're like just pushing it to the side with your foot.
Yeah, I lost all my kids, and I've got this pet badger. It's the only thing that keeps me sane these days. And we've just shoveled it. He's got TB.
Jackie Boy's asking about Stranger Things 2. We haven't watched all of it yet. Mick, have you watched it?
Do you want my honest opinion about it?
No, we haven't finished watching it yet, so no spoilers.
I won't spoil, but I didn't really like the first season, and the second season is even worse.
Really?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like I can recap it real quick.
No,
tell me the controversy engine.
Real quick, though, without spoilers, I'll just recap it for you. So there's some stuff happening, and then it's kind of spooky, but then it isn't, because it's also sort of funny because there's kids, and then you have some 80s references, and then there's some pretty cool 80s songs, and then...
Are you talking about Gremlins?
Yeah, it's basically Gremlins, only stretched out over a whole season.
Oh, no, it's good. That's what you're saying. I really liked the first series, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the second one. But I will admit there's a big part of that is this whole nostalgia thing, but I do think that series 2, to me anyway, it's got a stronger narrative to it than the first one.
And there's this new rebellious kid. What a dreamboat.
I know. What's going on with the older brother, Dick, his hair?
Dick?
And his name's not Dick. He's a Dick.
Yeah.
Do you mean the boy that was under the grounds brother, or do you mean this new kid? This new fucking ginger girl's brother?
I try to figure out his hair every time he's on the screen.
Do you know, I couldn't work out where I knew him from, but he was the Red Power Ranger in the new god-awful Power Rangers.
Really?
Yeah.
You've seen that movie, actually.
Yeah, well, I've seen bits of it. It's really bad.
I have to say that I really like the redhead girl, though. I mean, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's like a cool 80s chick. And I think my problem with new season is that it's just, the 80s are my era. It's my era. Like, I love everything that comes out of the 80s. So it's just not 80s enough. And they try really hard, but then, you can throw an arcade in there and some 80s songs, but that doesn't make it an 80s show. And it's just,
so what would you put in there to make it 80s?
Leg warmers.
More neon lights.
Coke. People doing
coke. A lot of coke, definitely.
Yeah.
Crockett and Tubbs.
Yeah, and maybe some really badly animated, like stop motion robots or something. That would be cool.
I like the appearance of oh fuck, what's his name? I've now totally forgotten his name. Samwise Gamgee.
Sean Astin.
What?
Sean Astin. I like the little Goonies reference they made as well.
Buried treasure.
Like, what are you looking for? Buried treasure. Look at he's so you can't not like him now with his wee fat belly and stuff coming in solving puzzles.
Like,
he's awesome.
Guys, I have a feeling that if we keep talking about this, we're going to get into spoilers, and I'd be really upset. I'd be upset.
You've seen more than me, so I can't spoil anything. But we'll move away from it.
Well, maybe the thing is, like now we're talking about it, I get a little bit nostalgic about watching the show, so maybe it's not that bad after all.
See,
there you go.
Yeah.
You can trick. Callum just tricked you. He just tricked you into liking something.
He did. He did.
The X-Files is coming back as well, isn't it? Which I've only ever seen the first series, and I really do mean to see it. But the other thing as well is this American Gods thing as well. You said that's really good, didn't you, Mike?
I watched the first season and I liked it in the beginning, but then it got a bit boring. I think I don't know. I really loved the novel. I mean, I like Neil Gaiman a lot, so his novels were pretty awesome. And American Gods is one of my favorites, I think, by him. And I thought the series was pretty good, but it missed something in the end. I don't know what it was, but it just couldn't really hold my attention.
Here's a question for you both. Did either of you see The Mummy that just came, the Tom Cruise one?
No, but bizarrely, on Halloween, I watched the 1959 Hammer Horror.
Peter Cushing.
The Mummy.
Can't beat it.
And I quite enjoyed it.
Because it's good. Because it's great.
Do you know what? There's some great shots of and some really creepy stuff with the actual mummy makeup in that movie. But it's quite pedestrian by today's standards, but I enjoy it.
It's two sets, that film, if I remember right, isn't it? It's like
it's
the pyramids, and then after that, it's all set in the house.
Yeah. To be fair, Hammer Horror just shot everything in the one place.
Did you know that Rocky Horror was filmed in the same castle that like half the Hammer Horror films in as well?
Guys, I have never watched all of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's coming on to Cineworld.
I know.
But I mean, if you go and see it live, you see there's all sorts of people turn up.
It's one of the best things ever created in mankind.
Really, I mean,
history of mankind. Even.
Yeah,
it's got that guy out of the Crystal Maze in it. That guy.
Kirsty was
looking
forward to Crystal Maze, and then when she saw that it wasn't actually presented by Richard O'Brien, she was
Richard Ayoade's all right at it.
Yeah.
But it's a different kettle of fish. I mean, he's not Richard Ayoade's not someone I would describe as camp, whereas what's his name? Richard O'Brien is decidedly camp and probably
Mr. O'Brien.
If there was some kind of high heel walking championship, I think he would win it.
My geography teacher, Mr. O'Brien,
isn't he from Star Trek, right?
Mr. McGregor.
Yeah, Dave has just said Erie, Indiana, that show was shit hot. It was indeed, Dave. Erie, Indiana was great.
A lot of people are saying it was a bit too before its time.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's a great series.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, so The Mummy with Tom Cruise. Sorry.
Yeah, so The Mummy, which was a massive flop for them, and was supposed to set off their whole dark universe. The entire thing's been shit canned. The next one was supposed to be the bride of Frankenstein. Do you know who was playing the bride?
Who?
Have a guess.
Rihanna.
Patrick Stewart.
No, that would be interesting. Not Rihanna. I know she was strong in Battleship, but not Rihanna.
I love Rihanna.
Who's closer? Who's closer to me, Mick? Rihanna or Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart, probably.
I love Patrick Stewart more than I love Rihanna, but it's a very, very tough choice.
It was Angelina Jolie that was going to play.
Oh, Christ.
So, I mean, she's got that quite skeletal look about her.
She drinks blood.
But I mean, when was the last time she actually acted in anything?
I can't remember. Did she ever act in anything, actually, or
she just acted
other than her marriage to Brad Pitt, I think. Yeah.
So for because we were talking about the 80s, I watched this really classical 80s movie on Halloween, Camp Sleepaway.
Yeah.
See, for a moment there, I was hoping you were going to say something like It Follows. You know, like a movie that had been made to look like it was in the 80s. I saw this old 80s movie, you know. It's really cool.
Unfortunately, it was really from the 80s.
What did you think of Camp Sleepaway?
Well, the acting was really bad, but the ending shot was gruesome. It was really horrific.
Yeah,
it was like it stayed with me. I actually woke up in the middle of the night thinking about that last shot. It was like maybe one of the scariest things I've ever seen in a movie, even though the rest of the movie was
it's a really strange film because it's, for those that haven't seen it, Camp Sleepaway it was right in the middle of the sort of slasher craze in the 1980s. But I mean, you don't want to give away the ending, but there's a shock ending to it, and there's something in that movie though that's really strange because it's one of these films that you're watching and you're thinking the performances are awful, the acting's terrible, you know, but there's something there that keeps your attention, and I don't exactly know what it is. It's kind of hypnotic.
And then the last 15 minutes, it gets weirder and weirder, and then suddenly it's a very scary movie all of a sudden, even though it never really came off that way.
Yeah,
so it's really weird. It was really like it really got to me in the end. That's funny because it's such a cheap.
But that shows you the power of that shot, though.
What?
The power of that shot at the end. Like, if it sort of gets into your head, like, it's like the end of Don't Look Now when I'll be ruining it for people. But
Yeah,
the
that's
shot
true.
at the end, the shot of the end of Don't Look Now.
Donald Pleasance just pointing and screaming.
That's good. Donald Pleasance.
Yeah.
That's the invasion of the aliens, right? Invasion of Alien 2.
If it was Donald Pleasance,
at the end of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, looking around, it's just Donald Pleasance screaming.
It's a great shot. I mean, damn.
See, before we continue, speaking of Donald Pleasance, did you hear that the new Halloween film is going to completely ignore every film after Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm surprised.
Easy.
I thought they'd maybe do it after Halloween 2 because it was sort of a sanctioned sequel and it takes place straight after the first one. It's like on the same night.
But they ignore everything because he only puts on his Michael Myers mask after the third one, right? No, seriously, in the first Halloween movie.
You're talking about Jason Voorhees, aren't you? You're just doing this funny joke. He's doing a funny joke.
Shut your mouth.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
He's got a sack on his head, hasn't he?
I just had to. A pumpkin. He has a pumpkin for a head.
Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck. I thought he was headless. He's not headless on a horse.
That's right, Halloween. I remember that one.
But was it not
Adrian Barbeau?
Was it not JC? God be with him. That
you just get everything wrong. If people actually turned up to this stream and started listening to it, just getting every single thing.
Sorry, would anyone expect anything different?
We're horror experts.
Alfred Hitchcock's The Shining.
Welcome, Gary.
We know all about horror.
But I was going to say, was it not Jesus Christ or John Carpenter, as all the people call him, that Big
JC
wanted every film after the original Halloween to be a different type of film?
Yeah, after the second one, it was going to be.
That's why Halloween 3 went.
Yeah, and then it was going to, every year it was going to be kind of like the Cloverfield thing that J.J. Abrams been wanting to do.
Oh yeah, what came of that?
Yeah,
they really, anyone who saw what was the one recently? Aye, anyone that saw that, the Cloverfield elements were so ham-fisted into that, it was unreal.
But that as far as I'm aware about that film though, it was shot
and then they tacked it back on,
and then it was like an independent little film, and then they shot the ending.
Yeah, because it had like a cast in it that no one would have cared about, like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I mean, who cares about that other than Ewan McGregor? Bad bastards. You hear about all that?
No,
chucked his wife, 22 years, ran off with Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Really?
Shit. He's driving around in his motorbike up
That
north.
surprises me. That actually does surprise me because he always seemed to be very much in love with his wife. But
by all accounts, apparently he's a bit of a shit behind it.
Really?
Not Harvey Weinstein level of shit, but like a bit of a philanderer.
Really?
I think like most people wouldn't like push away his advances in comparison, but yeah, apparently he was pretty active.
That's beautiful. I know that's real horror. So I go to horror to get away from.
And the same week that they divorced, Ewan McGregor's family dog got ran over as well.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was just a series of unfortunate events.
Are you making all this up?
No, this is
a series of unfortunate events, by the way.
This part of the getting everything wrong gag, and Ewan McGregor's still happily married. And you're just dragging his.
He's living out in the desert in a hut now.
Let me see. Ewan McGregor.
Oh, are we really? Can I just talk about a series of unfortunate events? The series while you Google about it.
Carry on. I think we've had this discussion, but carry on.
Okay, well then I won't say anything.
No, not on stream.
I'll just sit here in silence, like complete silence. I'll just sit here.
Good.
Every now and then, just saying something wrong.
Put your hand up if you're going to speak.
No, tell us, Mick. Mick, tell us. That's actually quite unnerving.
Yeah.
I like
can't tell if he's watching or masturbating. Right. I really don't know if you can make sexual jokes anymore. I really
see that. Did you hear about the woman that came forward about Harvey Weinstein and said that she was at a party in Cannes and they basically, she was on a yacht and she woke up, she'd fallen asleep on it after a drunken party, and she woke up and he was just masturbating in the room.
Oh, Christ.
And she was just like, what are you doing? And he just finished and left. And the next day she told a bunch of people and they're like, yeah, that's just Harvey.
Have you heard have you heard the Brett Ratner one?
Oh, Brett Ratner's supposed to be a shit, is he not?
Like where like this actress like went into his office or something like that and he just came out the toilet just masturbating at her.
Oh, by the way, because just to stay away from this very dangerous topic of Harvey Weinstein, we all hate.
Within masturbating within 10.
Peaceful Joint is asking if anybody has seen The Mist. The series.
Yeah, it's fucking rubbish.
It's rubbish. It's horrible.
It's not getting a second series. It's absolute shit, and it's so badly written, and everything is so transparent. Like I'm just going to spoil it.
I wrote it down.
Watch it.
I wrote it.
That whole... it's my favorite book. It's one of my favorite stories by King. It used to be, actually. It's not anymore.
The film's all right. The film is good. We've spoken about this before, but the TV series is so obvious. Like that whole thing that started with the rape, and you were supposed to think it was that kid. So obvious it was her friend from the start, and then at the end they're like, "Oh, he did it," and you were like, wow.
And of course, like the weirdly gay boy
thing
it's good. They fucking ruined it themselves.
But the thing is, like, it's so weird because it is a Netflix original, and then Netflix
no, it's not a Netflix original. It's not. It was broadcast originally, and then when the ratings were going down the toilet before it even finished its original run, they sold it off to Netflix. Because the original. No, it's important because the original
would never steep to something like that.
Yeah. Kevin Spacey.
Think about what you're saying, but they give all that Spacey money.
All that Spacey money, yeah.
But the reason I mentioned Netflix is because I recently saw both Geralt's Game and 1922, both by Stephen King, and they're actually both are actually really damn good and
nice.
They're like really amazing Stephen King adaptations, and like actually in the vein of the Green Mile, and like in the way of atmosphere, and you know they kept it real close to the stories as well. And they were both amazing movies. I can really recommend them.
Stephen King adaptations are a difficult thing. I mean, the other thing that's dead as well is this Dark Tower film. That's dead in the water. Supposedly they're making a TV series now.
It's dead in the water. It's not going to.
No, they're not making any other films. They lost. It didn't do anywhere near as well as they thought it would.
Of course it didn't.
The reconnaissance is over. Have you guys ever seen True Detective?
Yes. Yeah. Of course.
I just watched the first series recently.
First series is great. There's some good stuff in the second series, but the first series is the best.
Yeah, second series was pretty damn good as well, but it was they tried to go for the whole Eyes Wide Shut fight, but then it just took too long to get there. So I think
I really loved the first series though, like Woody Harrelson just.
I think Woody and Matthew were just a fucking amazing duo.
I think Matthew McConaughey went a bit like.
Hey, Calum, we're talking about our pals here, Woody and Matthew.
Yeah,
good boys.
Oh, Woody and Matthew.
Good lads.
All right.
That's all you know.
And you'll find that was an okay Matthew McConaughey impersonation.
All right.
It was all right.
I've been saying that. I've been saying that since Dazed and Confused. Calum, what do you mean it was all right?
I went to see Dazed and Confused recently at the cinema.
It's amazing.
And that's a film with a really good cinema vibe. Like everyone was just totally up for it. Great movie. But that's all I'd lived as well when he turned up at the I nearly said petrol station, as if they've got them in America. The gas station. Yeah.
That's why I worked it into.
Oh yeah, this Mindhunter as well. That's supposed to be really good too. There's so much to watch these days.
There's too much, especially when you're about to become a father. There's far too much.
You'll probably have a lot of free time when you've got a child screaming at you 24/7. You're not sleeping. Catch up on everything you need.
I know. Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward.
Turn the child away from the screen, otherwise it'll turn out like you. No, let the boy watch.
Let the boy watch. Yeah, I was saying that to my mum and dad the other day when I was round just before Halloween. I was talking about like all the films I watched when I was a kid, and I'm like, I should not have been
never
watching.
Let them do that now. Never.
It's like Kirsty. I'll put a film on and I'll be like, Kirsty, oh, I loved this film when I was a kid, you know, and it's like something really horrific. She's like, well, what age are you?
Story,
like,
Daddy.
No, 5 or 6 or something. I was watching this stuff.
Digging out an old copy of Bedtime.
The only time, the only time my mum and dad like switched something off was Hellraiser.
Really?
Yeah, that was
your suffering will be legendary.
I was watching it, and I think it's like the opening scene with Frank, you know, when he's playing with the box, and like right away, my dad was just like, "Nope." Off.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that film's just like heavy duty shagging and sadomasochism.
Yeah,
but I thought it was like a good thing to raise your kids with like a healthy dose of 80s BDSM New York nightclub vibes.
Well, that's
what I would do.
That's a very
start with Thomas the Tank and engage their level. If Thomas the Tank Engine's too much for them, Hellraiser's a bad step.
Mixed parenting manual, and he just a picture of him standing next to Pinhead, shrugging his shoulders.
And ashless chaps. Come on, kids.
We start with
learn sometimes.
Yeah! Dressed as a goth.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there are films like, because we recently we've been watching stuff. It's been because my wife does not like horror films, but in October I get to watch a lot of horror movies with her, which is cool. But because she's heavily pregnant, I was like, I'm not going to make her watch anything that's going to make her scared, you know. So we just were watching like old like Hammer horror films and The Thing from Another World and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, you know, all this sort of stuff. It's been great. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I can imagine why she doesn't like horror films now.
Yeah, shut your mouth. I love all those.
Hey, looks like the Frankenstein.
Well, but the thing is, Mick, you've said yourself, though, haven't you? Like it's like before a certain period in time, you just can't get into the film. Is that not right?
Well, I have to kind of come back to that because there's some movies I quite like, but it is I think especially in the 70s that's a hard time for me.
Yeah,
black and white is shite.
No, yeah, well, no.
Yes, but no.
No.
Black and shite. That's right.
Black and shite.
Next.
No, it's I don't know because I liked like the Mask of the Red Death and stuff like that. I mean, Vincent Price is awesome. Like everything with Vincent Price is amazing. But so it's kind of.
Have you done the Hammer horror Dracula films?
Nope.
No, the first one's great. I really like Brides of Dracula as well, which is the second one.
Start with AD 72 and work backwards.
Prince of Darkness is good as well. No, you start with the 7 Golden Vampires.
Oh, true.
That's the last one. That's the actual last one. And do you know what? For anyone who is right, the Legend of the 7 Golden Vampires was the last. The last Hammer horror Dracula film or vampire film. And it's as crazy as it sounds. It's kung fu, vampires, Peter Cushing. It's
like a checklist, isn't it? You just,
yes. And it's
right,
one of these.
Stick it on.
But it's one of these films that should really be terrible, and I suppose in some ways it is. But it's so entertaining. Like you'll just watch that film with a smile on your face. You're like, I can't believe I'm watching this shit.
See, on the topic of Doug Bradley and Hellraiser, is he not supposedly coming back as Pinhead again?
No, Hell Priest.
Oh, right. Are they actually making it?
You're right.
I'm really scared of Clive Barker. Clive Barker will just snap, you know. Eventually, he'll just get a heart attack and he'll just snap because everybody... And he's like, it's Hell Priest. He's called Hell Priest. So we have to, like, at least... You know, when somebody's crazy like that, you have to just you're like, yeah, he's Hell Priest. It's Hell Priest. It's not Pinhead. It's Hell Priest.
Came from nowhere though.
I'm very scared for Clive Barker. He's gonna lose it.
Well, he's on Twitter.
I never realized like when you look at his output, it went right down for like 10-15 years. It's just because he was just ill for all that time.
Did Clive Barker do Midnight Meat Train, the film with what do you call it? And what's his name?
The footballer
Vinnie Jones.
Aye. It's good. Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
The Juggernaut. The Juggernaut.
I think that movie was pretty decent, actually.
Yeah, it was okay.
liked it.
Yeah. So Callum,
it was pretty close to the story as well. So
Callum,
I've never seen it. I just only see it in bargain bins.
You've been out.
Oh, but it's definitely it's a good watch, really. It's I liked it. But then again, I have a huge soft spot for Clive Barker, so yeah.
Yeah, I've got the Books of Blood sitting there. I still haven't read them yet, so it's on my to-do list.
There's
I've read Cabal and
Books of Blood is much better than Cabal, I think.
Yeah,
I like his short stories much more than
like. I liked Cabal. I thought it was good.
I've just stuck something in the chat. There's
more preferred.
They've just done a re-release of the Hellraiser soundtrack by Deathwalks Records. Done it, the same guys that have done.
Oh yeah.
It looks really, really cool, and it's coming in a lament configuration.
What's this?
You know, Deathwalks Records have just re-released the Hellraiser soundtrack, and it looks excellent.
Dave is saying, any thoughts on the bloke who directed Jason Goes to Hell, saying that Jason is Evil Dead canon and that he's a Deadite? I think that man's been smoking crack.
Yeah.
It's because they were talking for years about that they were going to, after Jason versus Freddy versus Jason, they were going to do Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Which, see, to be honest, I'd have watched that movie. I would have went to see that film. I wouldn't. I mean, it would be ridiculous.
The television show has gone to shit.
Has it? Ash is going to win, though, so you don't even have to watch it. Ash is going to win anyway.
It's a shame.
No.
Yeah, no, of course he would. Of course he would. But there'd be some hilarious bumbling up on the way. But yeah, no, the TV show is an absolute. It's absolute nonsense. It started out good, and then basically what happened was they'd written out a new storyline for them, and I think is it Rob Tapert? Is he the original?
Yeah, he was one of the producers. Yeah,
he just came in and looked at the script and said, "You can't do this, you can't do that, and you can't do that," and they had to rewrite it all, and now it's a fucking mess.
Yeah, see, too many cooks.
Too many cooks.
But they've done. It's the thing that's a lot of people object to about it is it's Army of Darkness Ash, which a lot, I guess, more people know than Evil Dead 2 Ash. So you know, like
the thing is, though, I always kind of feel that there's not that much of a difference between
there is a
Evil Dead Ash, and it's more and more like cartoonish.
Slapstick.
That, right?
No, but Ash has got a different personality.
Certainly from the first one. The first one, he's just a normal guy.
The first one is a write-off. Like, you don't really like this. Evil Dead 2 is the best film.
Yeah, but
there's a big difference between
Evil Dead, Callum. I think that's a little bit.
Now that Evil Dead 2 exists, just write it off.
You need to have a good look at yourself. It's funny how in the first 20 minutes of Evil Dead 2, they just remake the entire first film. They just take out some of the characters
but never really kind of quietly explain it. You just let it away.
Yeah,
did the same thing in Blade 2.
The series, it never went well. I mean, it never got
the series, they're going into the third series of the TV show.
Really? Because I stopped watching after like episode 2 because I thought it was horrible.
Yeah, it's the first series was better.
What's wrong with it though?
It's just too over the top, like really over the top. There's some cool things about it. It's good to see Bruce Campbell working, but it's not. They've not really. I don't know. It's just there's none of kind of really Evil Dead 2 in it. There's bits of it on it that work
just doesn't have any charm.
They've thrown in a lot of other characters and stuff, I think, to kind of like diffuse Ash a little bit, and I guess you don't really so often get to see Bruce Campbell going to his max. But I don't know, most of the time the writing's just pretty shoddy, but I think that's possibly been put down to the fact that they're so restricted by old Rob Tapert.
I loved it. Have you ever read If Chins Could Kill?
Yeah, brilliant book. He's got a new one coming out.
Has he?
Yeah, his third book. His 2 books are excellent. They're really, really good.
I've not read Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way. I've not read that one.
That's good as well. Chins Could Kill is better, but I'm trying to remember what his new one is called. He's standing in front of it with a kilt on. Yeah, Hail to the Chin is the new book.
If anyone who's interested in like making films or anything like that, like if Chins Could Kill,
Confessions of a B-movie actor,
really, really great book, just sort of charting Bruce Campbell's early career. But Yeah, I loved
A
all
lot
that.
of sketches in it as well, which is cool. They brought in a lot of sketches from like the Evil Dead days of a lot of like the kind of stuff they set up, and it's excellent.
Badger, thanks you lads. It was a shit day at work, and you guys cheer me up. Our pleasure, Badger. Our pleasure.
Well, your pleasure, not mine.
Well,
I don't want to cheer people up.
I'm still waiting for the Court Jet Magician to come back.
Oh, that was
the highlight of last stream. She
is,
did appear somewhere.
That is still one of the funniest things I think that's happened in one of our live streams. Is there was someone who came in called the Court Magician, and
I know it sounds so shit,
but it really made us laugh. And then we get told that when they were in school, they came up with nicknames for each other, and they all took like names from like the court. And this person was the Court Magician. There was one person they didn't like, and their name was what was it? The Court Baggage. Callum.
What?
The Court Baggage.
Callum just went away.
I know.
I know.
Do you know what? Watch the last live stream. It was funny when it happened. It made me laugh. And
you have to be there.
That's all it matters. So
it was so funny that Callum actually walked away. He's just.
So were you expecting trick-or-treaters on Halloween, or?
Well, the thing is, it's not that big in the Netherlands, so you don't often see them. But there are some cities where it's bigger than others, and also some neighborhoods where it's bigger than others. But I think people just warned them against me or something, because I didn't see a single trick-or-treater.
Standing outside with a pitchfork. It was probably that.
Shouting about Satan. No, but like a friend, she sent me some pictures of her neighborhood, and it was like kids everywhere, candy everywhere, and here there was nothing. So it's like really touch and go in the Netherlands. I don't know. It's you can't predict.
It's just your luck. There's quite. I feel like it's a weird thing in Scotland. It seems to sort of come and go. It's been very, very Americanized in the last sort of 10, 20 years. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like I love seeing like the pumpkins and people doing their houses up and all that. I love that. I wish we did go for it in a bigger way the way Americans do, but you do get little lulls where you get a couple of years where people don't seem to be as into it, which is a shame when you consider that. Well, I know there are a number of theories of where Halloween comes from, but one of them is that it comes from Scotland, and it's so it's a shame when you think about it that way.
I've returned,
Callum. I was just talking about the Court Baggage and how that made me laugh.
Oh yeah, that was excellent. The unwanted presence. Speaking.
That's good. So everyone, it's been verified by another witness.
Oh, the Court Magician is there.
Oh, the Court Magician. Yes.
Yes, the Court Magician is back.
Do you know, Court Magician? We did think about if we could have done a live stream at Halloween. We were thinking about dressing up as all the court characters and having someone dressed up as the Court Baggage, just in like a big duffel bag or something like that.
I wanted to share a bit of interesting development with you.
What's happened?
I've got us a new supplier, right?
Oh,
right. These, right. Tax free, like 70 pence a bottle, right?
Don't drink Johnny Walker though.
Straight from no, I know, but they're
Johnny Walker's all right.
It's Johnny Walker.
No.
It's fine. Right, but 70 pence a bottle, tax free, straight from the airline. I've got like a box full of them.
Is this because your sister's an air hostess?
Michael, don't let my contacts go away. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, anyone need cheap booze?
Yeah, let me know.
Well, I've got your number, so that's good. Do I actually? I don't know. I don't have your number. Never mind.
What you want is you want her to bring back some of that Crystal Head Skull vodka.
I already asked. They don't sell Danny on the flight. Too good for them. Too good for those bastards.
If it was actually Danny Aykroyd, it would be amazing.
I unfortunately
don't
have much of that left. I drank far too much of that in the last live stream. I almost drank the majority of that head.
I know.
No regrets. It's brilliant. I'm going to get more.
Just try and keep yourself in that Dan Aykroyd vodka. That's what it's all about. Guys, can you hear this? Can you hear this? Hold on.
Is it a typewriter?
Yeah.
Is this like a pull my finger kind of thing, or?
Oh no, wait a minute! I've just knackered something. Never mind. Look away. Actually, what have I done?
Can you type something scary into it and see if we get the vibe?
Yeah, type something scary, like with a skeleton in it.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Type the word skeleton.
Yeah, just type the word skeleton.
I think I'm just misremembering that this typewriter doesn't have a bell on it.
It doesn't have the word S, so you can type skeleton. I mean, the letter S.
Right,
So.
this is going to end badly.
Oh, nice.
No, Michael. This is not good.
Like I feel like I'm playing an instrument.
Skeleton, Michael. Type skeleton.
Yeah, type skeleton.
This is how I write, everyone. Skeleton. No, this is
Cybernator, what's happening?
That's not skeleton. Type skeleton for real. Try it.
Cybernator, we're just typing skeleton into a typewriter. You've just joined the party.
Keep going.
I know, I'm trying.
Where are you?
There's going to be a remix of this online within the hour.
Want to shout out what I'm actually saying?
Yeah, like a speaking spell.
S. K. E. L. E. T.
No, you spelled it wrong.
O. N. What?
Oh God, that was scary.
What's it? Skeleton.
Check this out though. Oh no! Don't do that. Hold on.
Badger says, "Put it down, or you'll break your shit."
I know. Oh.
What's been a one?
Badger is right though. Isn't this like a rock and roll thing? Like where rock and roll musicians like smash their guitars, and you're like a rock and roll horror writer, so you just smash your keyboard or something.
I know. I just volley that, and now
is that a thing? Put it on fire.
Welcome, Morok.
Hey everyone. And I'm just going to show what I typed there for everyone in the chat. There you go.
Well, that's how Mike writes his stories.
Yeah.
Out of interest, do you have an ink ribbon?
Craig, hello. What?
You have an ink ribbon?
Yeah. Several ink ribbons.
Right. Mike, you just typed GQuick 989890989898.
Now it's a code, and if anyone can figure it out, they actually win the typewriter.
Oh, brilliant!
Can you type skeleton in the chat, Mike?
I know.
Can you type
skeleton in the chat? There you go.
Oh my God!
Have fun.
So, Court Magician, I want your neighbors. Your neighbors seem like fun people.
Oh. Wait.
I think we live in a kind of well, we've got a security gate in our building. There's not that many kids that live in our building, and there was 2 different flats that have moved in this year that have gone all out for Halloween, and we're obviously hoping trick-or-treaters came down, and I didn't know how to break it to them. They looked really disappointed on the night when nobody came round. So they just left sweets outside their house. There's just buckets of sweets outside the house. It's great.
Callum, you know,
I can see you like crawling through the hallways, like eating all the candy.
Do you know what I actually said to Kirsty tonight? Because Kirsty's like, our house is full of sweets, because I ended up being ill on Halloween, so I ended up not doing anything. First Halloween ever, I didn't do it. It's devastating. Anyway, so the house is full of sweets, and I actually said, it's all right, we'll invite Callum round.
That's all that happened last year when we were working on shit. Every time I would come round, Michael like a feeder. He would go, "Oh, why didn't you have another sweet?" And then he would look over at the oven.
Mate,
and a large block of lard that he'd recently brought.
Listen, you've no idea, like, the amount of sweets, because what happened was we had some sweets anyway. Then because my wife's been not feeling great, my mum and dad came over and brought sweets for us, so we didn't need to go out and buy loads of sweets for Halloween. And then Kirsty's mum did the same. Lack of communication between all of us. But anyway, the upshot is, everyone, we have a copious amount of confectionery.
Splendid.
And all I'm saying is, you know, for the right price, it's yours. We've got Mars bars. Bags of Mars bars. 3 bags of Mars bars.
Is it advertising? Are we now being sponsored by Mars bars?
Yeah, I know. Mars a day. That was. Didn't remember that? No, That was the theme tune.
Can I tell you a little secret?
Can you what?
Can I tell you a little secret?
Yes.
I don't like candy.
That's okay. We call them sweets here.
She doesn't like
I don't like sweets either.
Hello, Candy.
I like
hi,
candy.
Hi, I'm Candy. And he goes,
I know.
Sure
I
you
know.
are.
I like stripper
Of
candy.
course you are.
Gonna fade away.
I know. Sorry. Got really annoyed. I was really annoying. See, because I've been sort of sitting with Kirsty all the time, I think I've been annoying her because I've just been like around her constantly because she's off work, and I've been like, for one day I just kept saying there can be only one. That was just repeated time and time again.
Really disconcerting.
There can be, and I said it, twins. And I said it in Christopher Lambert's accent. There can be only one. So
lots of different places.
There can be. It's actually turning off. There can be only one. No, he didn't say it like that. Cal. There can be only. I've ruined it now.
Just stop. You ruined it now.
No, try it like 10 more times. Maybe it will start.
Did I send you a picture of that? Oh no, I did. I sent you a picture of that spam email that I got today. It was excellent. Do you see it, Michael? I think
yeah, that was good.
Yeah, the spam email that just said, what was it? Hang on, I need to find this because it is pretty good.
From a guy called Matthew, and it sounded like Matthew was living it up.
Yeah.
Email
Matthew from the subject line was even whores earn more than you. All right, Matthew, thanks.
You do get some good spam emails, though.
It's good. I know. A year ago, I was an unemployed, lonely misanthrope, and then I found a program that makes money automatically from the internet, and everything is fine. I make $3,000 a week. My girlfriend is a model, and I have my own house. Not bad, is it?
That's what I said. I was like, Matthew is absolutely killing it.
Right, but he can't be that great if he's fucking, having to email me about it.
He just wants to let you know how good he was,
Boys and girls of every age. Oh, sorry. By the way, that wasn't just a plea. That was from a song.
We're in that difficult time period, though, aren't we, as well, where I went actually over to the shops on Halloween and they were already putting Christmas stuff up.
You went full Weinstein.
What?
Oh, we're talking about two different things.
Yes, you are.
You're talking about Christmas decorations, and I'm talking about the fact that you can't make jokes about, bad things. Horrible, horrible people like Harvey Weinstein.
Allegedly.
Jokes about everything. I mean, I was just thinking the world is like this horrible, horrible, terrible place, and we don't have any control about how horrible the world is, and the only thing we can do is make jokes to make it all seem a little bit less horrible and terrible. So, by all means,
that's exactly it.
So mechanism.
Everything.
I know, more Harvey Weinstein jokes, more.
I wasn't saying that exactly, but
oh, sorry. I always go too far. Do you know what? Right, guys, I'm going to share something with all of you, right? So, a couple of years ago, I got a hat for going. I don't normally wear hats, but I got a hat when I was going on my honeymoon, right? And the reason I got this hat was it looked like the hat that Carl Kolchak, which is one of my favorite characters in horror fiction, he wears. He's a journalist, so when he's writing, he wears this hat. So I have this hat still, right? But I still wear it in the house, and it's ridiculous. It's falling to pieces. Wait.
It's a fedora.
It's completely falling to pieces. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, it's that's great. That's great.
So the thing is, I'll probably completely undermine all the horror stories I do. People are just going to imagine me sitting writing the story like this.
That's pretty.
I was seriously thinking you were going to put on a fedora, though.
It's kind of fedora shaped a little bit.
Yeah, but it's not like I was really afraid that you were going to offer me the red pill.
Can I just say something? I am so annoyed that people have made fedoras a horrible thing. And I'm,
and samurai swords.
when I watch films and like from the 1940s and 30s, and people are wearing fedoras all the time, or wearing hats all the time, and I'm just like, yeah, that's what I'd be doing.
The thing is, though, as well, I think a lot of it is who's wearing it too, because
sorry, Big Pickle says, looks like you tipped that hat one too many times.
Tipped it so hard he actually did one of those comedy flips. Whoa!
Should we kill the hat then tonight?
That's because Mike is one of the good guys. He just keeps on tipping it.
Hold on.
No, don't kill it. No.
Oh. Hold on. Right.
It's like a comedy villain that way, where they pull the hat over the. Congratulations! You now just created a straw fez.
It looks like a fez, yeah.
Yeah.
Vincent Price gave me this hat.
I know. You look like you should be hanging about in Rick's bar. Play it again, Sam.
Oh, that's a shame. Oh, hold on. Oh no, it's not as good. Oh well, the hat had to go anyway. I'm clearing out stuff. Well, we'll now have a lovely little interesting bowl for when I have friends round and I can serve crisps. And people can say, why are you serving crisps like that? What is it? And I'll explain. Oh, yes. Where's your hat, Callum? Go and get a hat.
Cybernator's already... I've just given a prize away to Cybernator in the chat because he worked it out. So now Cybernator's worked it out. If anyone else has Steam and wants some free games, let me know in the chat.
There's a bit of hat in my drink. Go and get a hat, Callum.
Get a hat? Right, okay, hang on.
Yeah, we need that as well.
Now,
I cannot wear my headphones with this hat.
What do we think? What type of hat is Callum going to have? I don't know if people didn't enjoy that.
It's going to be one of those like plush pink stripper cowboy hats, probably.
I don't know,
like one of those fuzzy pink stripper hats. That's what he's going to do.
I think it's going to be a Darth Vader hat. Yes, I was right. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, I ruined it.
Great.
Does it have the voice thing in it? Does it have the voice?
No.
I don't remember Darth Vader sounding like that.
It's called exchangeable hun.
Like Gary says, truly a group of supreme gentlemen. Your health, everyone. Cheers.
Ooh.
Hip hip.
It's a bit foggy in here.
There's I don't know if that works. If you put a hole in that, put a hole in it.
Oh, fucking hell! I've got to that.
Right, guys, I've dismantled my hat. Now you guys need to dismantle yours.
No, but I have like 7 feathers, so I might. But
no, don't dismantle that. Don't dismantle a perfectly good hat. That hat was getting thrown out anyway.
I like my fez.
It's been that hat has been a good friend to me. So where's Callum gone?
I think he choked. I think he I don't know what happened, but he was having trouble with his drink and then he left. So I think I don't know.
When he was filling it up, I think I've swallowed a bit of my hat.
It's just straw, though. I mean, the horses eat it all the time.
Is it really? I don't think that's straw, mate. I think it's plastic to look like straw.
You have to set fire to it. Then you can.
So I was forced to remove childhood items from my parents' house recently, and there's a large box in my room which is just full of comedy props.
Callum. Yeah. You always have a Darth Vader helmet kicking about.
That's true.
Don't kid yourself. Oh, beautiful.
It's a bit squashed.
Is this what you were kicking about?
These are actually 20 years old. I remember going to get them from Tam Shepherd's trick shop in town.
Oh, Tam Shepherd's. What a shop that is.
It used to have, it had all these masks. They were great.
Tam Shepherd's used to be the only place where you could get like fancy dress outfits and stuff like that. Before like it became popular.
Yeah. Well, before, like, your only options were like Slutty Nurse or Bad Dracula.
I like Slutty Nurse and Bad Dracula. They're my favorite.
I like Slutty Dracula.
I go as Dracula Nurse.
But I'm not a fan of Bad Nurse.
I usually go as Slutty Slut. That's my favorite costume.
That's how you go.
Yep.
There was some good pictures of you the other day wearing a wig, Mick. That
wasn't a wig.
That was good.
There was a wig. I had one with a wig. I was like this. It
is indeed Queen Street, original Stephen. And it's a magical place. I used to get taken there round about sort of Halloween time, but even like early in the year, and I would go with my dad and we'd pick up like magic tricks and things like that from Tam Shepherd's. But I was like obsessed with like makeup effects. I had a video camera and I used to make little films with my friends when I was like about 11 or 12, and I used to always go in there and buy like all the face paints and do all that sort of stuff.
Face painting was like my favorite thing when I was little.
It's why would you not want to do that as a living? I mean,
it's amazing. Actually, I get a request to wear all my fezzes at once, so I'm just going to do that because we're here for our viewers. So. There you go.
Right. So I'm now getting left. You're going to wear all your fezzes at once. Well, I'm just here on my own, everyone. Okay, have you guys all read my most recent story? Because I'm going to put a link to it in the chat for anyone who wants to go and read it after the live stream, of course.
So, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there's only
right, how many fezzes? Is that just one big fez?
No, it's 5. That's 5
fezzes.
But I used to have 7. But
are you running a casino?
No, it's the thing is, I run a secret society, and you have to wear a fez if you want to join the meetings. And
what's it called? The Fez Society? That's
no, it's called Lazarus Laris. It's very secret, so we cannot really talk about it, except that it's like this secret hermetic organization, and you have to wear a fez when you come to the meetings, and nobody has fezzes, so I just have a lot of fezzes in my house in case like they show up.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice, huh?
I imagine
I have 7. I only have 5 left, so
I imagine you have a really big head though underneath that. Right, everyone, I'm putting a link to my most recent story. Go and read that later on if you haven't read it by now. Right. Where's the fezzes? Where are the fezzes?
Yeah.
I looked away for 2 seconds. 1 minute you had loads of fezzes, and then you didn't have any.
It's like one of those tricks. Like, there's one. just keep on coming.
like a magic trick.
Yeah. There's one. Wow. This one's really difficult.
Oh, now you're talking. Hi ho, Silver. Away. Hi.
Last time I wore this, I almost destroyed all of my flat. Well, actually, I destroyed most of my webcams.
Meg's alright.
Meg's already after now. Christ.
Meg's just wrecking the place.
I'm looking for something.
Callum.
Yeah.
You look like you're going to some sort of S&M night. Now you look like one of these guys that wears a fedora.
I don't know what kind of... Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Cyberpunk 5000.
Oh, yeah. Christ.
What function?
So you even have blue pill, red pill glasses now?
Glasses, I know. How edgy am I?
You're like so MRE. Amazing.
These are really trippy. They're 3D glasses.
Right.
But they're like,
I would just give me a mic. I remember getting postcards from it was some sort of exhibition thing when I was a little boy, and it was like,
it wasn't the Amsterdam Sex Museum, was it? Whoa, pop out! Oh, fucking hell!
No. And I got 3D glasses from this place, and it was like pictures from like microscopes. So you're seeing like insects in great detail and things like that. It was cool because it made them into 3D. But it was actually a little bit unnerving as well.
You got to see ants in 3D? Well, I kind of lost you there for a moment.
Insects! Insects, because it was like from under, it was like pictures taken through like a microscope.
Yeah, and you could, okay.
And it was postcards of the insects.
With 3D glasses.
with 3D glasses. It was.
I used to have like this.
Not an interesting story, I know, but
you are aware of like this thing called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, probably.
Of course, it was a Teenage Mutant. It was a Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles here because the term ninja was outlawed in Britain. That's true. It's called
Really?
If you go on YouTube, you'll find that the theme tune goes Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. It goes like that rather than ninja. Yeah.
Amazing. But I had like this sticker album, and yet like these 3D stickers, and I had this.
It was funny though because they weren't worried about
really
like the katanas or the size or anything like that. It was the nunchucks they were worried about. Like there was a big, there was a big like campaign against nunchucks. Like fucking hell, mate!
I'm just gonna sell that.
So really, you couldn't say ninja?
No, ninja. It was because as far as I remember, it was like kids had been buying like shurikens. Like throwing stars and things like that, and there've been like a bit of an obsession with ninjas. And I think maybe like there was there not a kids film called The Three Ninjas or something like that, and
one of which had Hulk Hogan in it. Might I say?
Sorry,
the third Three Ninjas movie or something I think had Hulk Hogan in it.
Beautiful.
I blame anime though.
Oh yeah, fucking Alan.
I know it's Alan's fault. Where is Alan?
They should just
watching anime.
But anyway, so you're talking. Why are you talking about ninjas? I missed that. Why are you talking about ninjas?
What movie? What games are you giving away, by the way, Callum?
3. I just gave away 3 copies of System Shock 2.
Oh, I've got some free games as well for people that are in
just shut them in the chat. Give them a it's happy Halloween.
Yeah, I'll just throw away some games as well.
Beautiful.
No.
I don't have any gifts to give.
Michael, your presence is gifted up. The other thing I need to give away is those DVDs, which I've got about 40 in the living room to give away. Also, I think Martin says he's giving away his entire DVD collection, which I don't know if people want, but they're getting it.
It's a strange thing. I used to love collecting DVDs. Now the only thing that I'm interested in collecting is like laser discs. That'd be the only thing, because they're cool.
Except they do rot over time, which is a slight disadvantage.
Don't we all, Callum? Don't we all?
This is true. But to be honest, in a slightly wanky way, if you've got a modern Blu-ray player with an upscaler in it, most DVD still look pretty good.
Most laser discs?
No, most DVDs. If you've got a Blu-ray player with an upscaler in it.
Yeah.
And it's all pictures are all about your distance from it. So if you're a decent distance from your TV, then you're fine with watching DVDs still.
So what you're saying is, don't get a really good TV, don't get Blu-ray.
Get a really good TV. Get 4K Blu-rays if you want to sit like this close.
Sit really far away from it, and you'll be fine.
So real quick, who of you guys have played Lakeview Cabin Collection?
Oh, I haven't played it.
That's a really great game. It's like this 80s slasher game, but you have to...
Say that again?
It's called Lakeview Cabin.
Yeah, I've got it. We did, Callum, we played it.
It's amazing. And I'm giving it away right now.
Stream.
So I'm honest. There you go.
It was... We started playing it, and remember, you could throw your clothes off and all that.
Yeah. Oh, wait, was it that game?
Yeah.
Oh, that was rubbish.
Well, the key is on the chat, and it's not rubbish. It's one of the best games ever.
Yeah. In fairness, I don't think... Oh, wait, maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Yeah, I think I just we didn't understand it at the time. I think we were taking the piss out of it.
But it's like perfect to take the piss out of it, because it's there's not really that much to understand. So
fucking hell. These 3D glasses are really fucking me up.
that would be instant migraine for me.
I can imagine.
Later, Badger.
Fucking a light bulb is instant migraine. So
Badger is away. Badger, stay away from those men with guns.
Yeah, try and stay off that woman's website as well. It's not kosher. Best of luck, mate. I hope you get a solid 8 hours sleep.
I know.
If I keep my head exactly like that, the monitors reflect perfectly in it, and people can see themselves back.
That's beautiful.
And I've created an infinite loop.
Can they actually see themselves? That would be a little bit
They can see the
disconcerting.
chat. They can see the chat, and
Maybe they can see their inner selves.
if I could reflect it right.
Right, guys. Let's try and get this back on track to talk a little bit about some.
Before we do that, am I allowed a bathroom break?
No,
yeah, go ahead.
I feel like the guy in Shawshank Redemption. You don't have to ask me every time you need to go for a piss.
I'm gonna ask it anyway because it's just polite. So
just say I'm going, or just sit there and go. I'm actually going right now. I'm going right now.
I'm going right now.
Coming. That's I feel that's an irrelevant.
So, Callum.
And then there was 2.
Horror and all that, innit?
Yeah, just fucking scary shit.
Some of you may have noticed that we've not been doing a lot of stuff. Recently,
technically inaccurate.
We are, well, you know what I mean? Like, we've not been uploading a lot of stuff. So, we are going to be back to regular uploads soon-ish. Probably right, that's amazing. Probably right back into things properly in the new year. But we are going, there's still going to be narrations and stuff and podcasts and stuff like this on the channel.
There should be a film coming out very shortly, hopefully.
And of course, a film that Martin and Callum have been working on for quite a while.
Like,
that wasn't a dig. That was not a dig.
No, it's not a dig. It's just accurate. It's like over a year now, I think we've been on this.
Well,
time flies. It's scary.
I've been working on a novel for 5 years, Callum, so at the end of the day.
Shh. That paid for the patio.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Where is... Oh, Mick went to the toilet.
Oh, shit.
What are the... do you have tarot cards?
No, they're just a set. I've just got a series of... Bicycle made a series of card decks that were all about, like, the Grim Reaper. And I've got a whole stack of them. They're quite cool. I think I just threw away a card.
The thing is, see, if I'd bought that, Callum would have said, waste of money. That's what he would have said.
All right, because you don't have a pre-established history of wasting money.
No, of course I do, but I'm saying...
Ego comics and an investment.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, is that you would have... If I had bought that, you would have told me that was a waste of money.
Yeah.
It is for you, Mike. We don't know how to use them.
I don't know what I did with the...
Well, they're ruined now.
I think the card just got lost, and I kind of feel like you need the whole deck.
You've ruined it now.
That's it. Need to go through them like Rain Man.
I need to talk about Dustin Hoffman now, Callum. That's a sore.
Yeah. Well, for some people. Evil Dead's just rocked up on Netflix. If you want to do a micro horror of Netflix, I haven't seen it. Have you seen it? Not the original Evil Dead, the new Evil Dead.
Oh, the remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, the remake's not bad. It's quite good. But it's just a straight up horror film.
Yeah, right.
But it's actually good. It's enjoyable.
What are we talking about?
Good reviews. Thanks. Good talk.
The Evil Dead remake.
I liked it. I really liked it.
There you go. I liked it as well. So there you go, Callum. 2 thumbs up from me and Mick.
Oh, what more can I ask?
Well, I think I'm going to go in 10 minutes.
You put a cap on it.
That sounds like a threat.
Yeah. If you don't entertain me in the next 10 minutes, I'm out of here.
Should we actually do some talk about Cassie Tills, or?
We just did talk micro about Cassie Tills.
You missed it, Mick.
Oh yeah, because when I go away, you talk about the important stuff.
We're actually talking about you in the toilet. We could hear you.
Well, we still had him mic'd up.
I know, that'd be so good. Like naked gun.
That's happened quite a lot of times with me in work. People with radio packs on, they just go straight to the toilet before you can go. You might want to turn that off.
Oh, can I tell you a very nice story about that?
Yes.
I used to be an undertaker.
Good
so
luck.
You dropped this in the chat the other night when we were talking, and you were talking about like just becoming desensitized, I think, to like bodies and things like that. And you just
I worked like for an undertaker company for 5 years, so you kind of handle dead people and stuff like that. It's all pretty weird, but there was this one instance where we were in the church because we would take care of, carrying the casket around and making sure it got under the ground and everything, things undertakers do. But we were actually there at the surface, and there was this guy, this priest, how do you call him? Like this dude that's in church and he says all the holy stuff with his vestments on.
All the holy stuff.
I don't know what you call them, but he was there and he was like, okay, guys, I have to prepare some stuff at the back, so I have a quiet moment to reflect on the death or whatever. So he went off like during a funeral service, and he took a piss, but he still has radio on. So
oh God.
And you know the sound systems in churches, they're like amazing, and there's like all this reverb and stuff.
Yeah.
And that guy, you hear like a zipper going down, you're like, zip, and you just hear him pissing, like, oh, you just hear it just
on the
like,
corpse.
No, not on the
casket.
No.
Oh, that's too much.
I know.
Like wireless mics. So
what do you all make of this?
I'm gonna embalm him.
I went to school with this guy and he bullied me. Who's laughing now?
Not him, because he's dead.
I know.
But the thing about laughing is you cannot laugh. So we were standing there and you just hear this guy taking like most mess piss ever, all through like the church's sound system during a funeral, and they couldn't laugh.
That is amazing. Did you ever find that it weighed down on you dealing with the bodies? I don't mean actually carrying them. I mean, you know, psychology.
Were they heavy? Is a body heavy?
I know.
Does it weigh the same as a person that's alive? Oh,
it was like. But yeah, no. It thing is, really like that you get desensitized. So, like. I remember like once I thought that was like the moment I should find other work. It's like when I was.
You're breaking up a bit. You didn't work at some kind of government undertaker. Yeah, so when we were burying JFK, kill him.
No, but yeah, am I good now?
Yeah, you're okay now. Not bad.
No, I was like, I remembered like I was carrying a body around, and I was like, what should I have for dinner tonight? What groceries do I need to get after I get out of work? And
you're looking at that guy's face and you're thinking, I definitely need to get some potatoes. Definitely need. This guy reminds me of potatoes.
Yeah, I should have some potatoes tonight. No, but I was like, okay, I cannot really do this job anymore because I'm like so distant from it that I'm actually thinking about grocery lists while I'm carrying around dead bodies. That's just weird. So
yeah.
Art school, and then everything went.
Must happen to doctors as well, though. You just become, must happen with doctors as well, medical professionals, where you just get so sort of used to it. You know, like Kirsty's mum's a nurse, and she's talked about that. She's like, it just becomes second sort of nature. Well, interestingly, she actually says that supposedly that loads of the nurses that she's worked with, because they're dealing with dead people all the time, that she claims that they've seen ghosts.
My mum would say that as well.
Just hanging around. You said they've actually seen them quite often.
I think a lot of them as well, though, they're quite old buildings, the hospitals as well, and it kind of encourages that kind of thought as well.
Oh, I definitely.
Plus, it's a passing of life all the time.
I'm not saying that it's definitely happening. I'm just saying that it's interesting that people, because I know there was one story. My mother-in-law works in a nursing home, and there was someone supposedly walking around talking to people because some of the staff didn't know that she'd already died, and they saw her, and then they went and spoke to the other shift, and they were like, "Well, you can't have seen her because she died this morning." So who knows?
Kind of like a puppet.
Who knows?
Good story in the chat from Alkali Orgy.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, saying that there were a funeral director apprentice, and during the service there were some kids outside making a ton of noise, and the priest said, "Excuse me," walked outside, still mic'd up, and proceeded to swear at them while the speaker
that's brilliant.
Blast everything back. Mike, did you give away your game?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I don't know who got it though, but.
Was it while I was away? Maybe. Okay.
But the thing is, like with both like medical professionals and undertakers, and like all these people. I used to know some people that would like clean up buddies, when they would jump in front of trains and stuff like that, they would like actually have to pick up all the fingers and put them in a bag. It was not a very nice job, but that's literally where the word gallows humor comes from, because you have to joke about it to keep it bearable. So we had a lot of really bad jokes.
Oh, of course.
But it's like, it's not out of disrespect, because of course you respect like the dead person that you're working with, but you have to like keep it light for yourself. So you have to.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're going to complain.
Joke about it.
You can't take all that on board. No. I know a few firefighters, and they say the same thing, that because of all the grim things that they see, they just have to constantly crack jokes about them, because if you don't, then the job will just consume you.
That's why they do so many calendars.
How would you know, Karen? Do you collect them?
Yeah, it's good to support them.
There's female firefighters as well. You're so sexist, Mick.
Fire ladies.
Yeah, but like it's quite interesting. I think when I know I'm getting onto the supernatural side of things, but when you're talking about,
if there was one channel where you could do it, it's this one.
It's right here.
Wade in.
I just find it interesting that the number of people that do claim to have seen things round about either the time of death or just shortly afterwards. You know, I do find that interesting. I always find the thing that I always used to freak me out a little bit was the idea of the doppelganger, where people would see the double of someone somewhere else, and at that moment, well, the myth behind it was that at that moment the person was dying or about to die.
Like when you see a double, you know that, yeah.
There was a really famous, I can't remember what it was, but I know there was a famous case of it supposedly where like basically an entire party of people claimed that they saw this person at the same time that they were dying. But no, it's an interesting thing. I think in some mythologies of it, it's like it's an omen of death, rather than actually being the same person.
It's quite a surreal experience seeing someone die as well. Like the idea that like you can be. I've seen 4 people die, I think. But the idea that like at one moment they're alive and then the next minute they're dead, it never really sinks in at the time that actually it's happened.
No.
There was a couple times. I think one of the worst ones, actually, we were on holiday one time. I've probably told this story on the stream before, but we were on holiday in Spain, and it was like a red flag warning, people couldn't swim, and there was a whole group of people had gone out. You know, kind of the way that people sometimes go out in a line, hold hands, and kind of like go into the waves.
Yeah.
So they were doing that, and there was like an elderly woman that had been taken under, and she drowned. She came back in the beach, and I remember I must have been young. Maybe I was only like 7 or 8 at the time or something. And we were there, and because my mum was a nurse, tried to resuscitate the woman, but because she couldn't speak Spanish, couldn't really get it across to the people there. And there was loads of family members there kind of freaking out. So she never really managed to do anything. They were too busy trying to put her in the recovery position after she'd already drowned, which was a bit pointless. And I remember watching that, and it's quite a weird thing to watch, like while you're physically there, especially like when you've got no control over it yourself. It's quite a weird thing to watch.
Yeah, I
can imagine.
I think let's not get too grim.
Why not? We're our horror channel.
Yeah.
The stories I could tell.
He was talking about pissing in a coffin earlier on.
I know, but then when you're talking about watching people die,
you just validated that. He wasn't talking about that at all.
What?
Yeah, I know. I know he was.
For the purposes of when we were recalling this live stream, Mick was talking about pissing and dead people.
That's what someone said to him, go away and become an art student.
I know. And I just kept saying to them, it's a laugh, innit? We've got to keep our distance.
It's just a Halloween spook.
No. It's a goof, it's a gaff. Standing on top of a coffin singing spooky, spooky skeletons.
It's number one prankster.
I think everyone's breaking up. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
But
yep.
Yes.
Well, we lowered the tone considerably, and the tone was very low to begin with.
That was good. Yeah. And that's the thing. I don't know. They're talking about pranking people in the chat, and it's one thing that like because people talk about trick or treat, and that's not really a traditional thing here in Scotland. Not really, you know. Like you would go to that.
But because we've done that podcast before comparing like America and here, because I think your family in particular has a very like kind of American approach to Halloween. Like you're really big into it in terms of doing a lot of stuff for it, whereas a lot of people here don't partake.
No,
I don't know if it's partially like because we're all like avoiding spending money, but
well, the funny thing is, I remember when I was a kid going to people's houses and they would just give you money rather than food, rather than like sweets and things like that. Oh, all right, here you go, you know, and then they just give you cash. In fact, I remember going into someone's house when I must have been about 10 or 11, and that was the basis. Shut up, Gal.
Easy money
No, I just remember. I always remember going into this one house, and there was probably nothing wrong with the old man that let us in, but there was just something about when we were in that house. I just always remember thinking, like, we need to get out of here.
Cigars and tracksuits.
And I never felt that.
Come in.
I never felt that in any other house. But I always remember that one time going into that house and just feeling that things weren't quite right.
Uncle Jimmy.
And I think he gave us money.
Hush, hush.
It's a payoff.
There was this dude that gave you money to go into his house.
Yeah, exactly. It was a different time. Like.
we knocked on his door and
take your pants down.
Yeah. Good Jesus Christ.
Why don't you give me a treat?
You know, but I don't know what happened with your impersonation there. It just turned into you.
The comedy
it just turned into you.
Yeah,
just saying it. But yeah, like I always remember that house. It always felt strange. And I know I'm always segueing into, and that's when I wrote a story about it, which I did. But
and what story was
that? That was one singular Halloween?
Yeah, or was that was one single Halloween. That was at the end of All Hallows Eve. Was the story that
was the last time you went out?
That's what that story is about. But a little bit of it kind of comes, I think, from that going into that guy's house.
And had you never been to that guy's house prior to that?
I knew him. I mean, we knew who he was, and he was probably just a nice old guy, but there was just something about that one time going into that house and just feeling that something was off, and you didn't know what it was because you just didn't feel.
Cops
right.
call it a hunch, right?
Yeah.
Gut feeling. I believe in that, though. I mean, I believe that you can sense like something is not okay somewhere. It's like. I think it's one of those senses that are not really fully developed yet or are not really understood, but I do really think that we have this ability to just feel when something's not right somewhere, and no matter what it is. I mean, it could be like 1,000 different things, but I think the hunch concept is actually really interesting.
Well, I guess that's part of the brain, though, that we use less these days, but still there. This idea constantly that we're under threat from something that would have always been there. Yeah, the reptilian. You know, the idea that you kind of constantly got to be on edge, and sometimes I think it rears up at times where it's not maybe necessarily appropriate. Well, I didn't mean to stab that guy, but
I think what happens a lot of it's like. I think a lot of it is like non-verbal communication, and you're picking up things subconsciously.
When we're talking about like adrenaline and like fight or flight, I mean, I have like a lot of panic attacks, so I know all about that. Yeah. But still, like a hunch, like a feeling like something's not right here, it's very different than actually your fight or flight syndrome kicking in, because it's something completely different for some reason. It's like an entirely different feeling that it's hard to explain. It's like
I know
just
exactly.
Envelopes you, doesn't it, Michael?
Just envelopes you. But yeah, like it's kind of it's disarming more than anything else, disorientating, because you don't really know what to do with that feeling. Because first of all, you have this feeling that you're somewhere where something may be dangerous or off, but then the other part of you then starts going, oh, you're just being paranoid and you're going to offend people, or you're going to, you know. But sometimes you do get, every now and then you'll meet someone and I'm normally very open with people, but a couple of times in my life, there's been a couple of times where I've met someone and it's just been like, whoa, you know, just a really bad feeling off of them.
Bad energy, yeah.
You know,
is that straight away, or see? Sometimes I get that from people with a handshake. Do you know that way? Sometimes
you get the limp handshake.
Yeah, you get
the dead fish.
It's when you get that physical contact with them, you get that transferred vibe of just it's like a momentary touch. It's just a little touch for a second. You just get this like jolt through your body of I touch kids. You're like, ooh.
I don't know about that, but I certainly. I mean, it's funny as well because you
every time just.
Have you ever met someone though where like there's been a couple of times, and these are the couple of instances that I'm talking about where I've met someone and I've genuinely felt like, and I don't want to sound too much like Dr. Loomis from Halloween here, but you feel like you're meeting someone that's evil.
When they spin around their tail and they've got a cat, you know, welcome.
No, listen, and I'm not saying in a sort of sixth sense sort of way because it's like in some of these instances it's been I have known things or I found out things later on about them, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, that's what that was.
What evil in hindsight?
You know, there was something not right, and then you find out that person's went and done something terrible. I'm not saying it's like a psychic thing. Like I say, I think it's probably like non-verbal communication.
Especially if it's after the fact.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes out and they go,
oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying is that you remember feeling off about the person and then something, that person goes on to do something terrible. I know that my dad was a social worker for decades, and he was a mental health officer as well. And he said that there was a handful of times he would have to interview people all the time. There was a handful of times where he felt, he was dealing with people who were really, really high level offenders, basically. And there was a handful of times where he was sitting, talking to them, interviewing them, and just feeling like this person is evil. This person is just utterly evil. They know what they're doing is wrong. They get enjoyment out of the fact that it's wrong. I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. Someone help me.
I get it. There's the kind of idea of someone that's a bit irredeemable and they don't really fit into society, and I guess that ties back.
We call it a sociopath, right?
Well, that's the thing. It fits into this whole reptilian brain type thing as well, where we've created the illusion of civilization, but actually most people aren't that many steps away from reverting back to being a savage.
Well, that's what they say. They say, civilization's three meals away from a disaster.
How many? How much?
3 meals.
I thought you said 3 moves, and I was thinking civilization 5 or
like
something.
Chess. Like chess. I'm just sitting there on a chessboard, just going, oh, civilization.
1 bowl of Alpen, 1 sandwich, and 1 roast dinner away from just stabbing people in the face.
By the way, we've got a pretty legit question about Whitney. If she's going to do some more narrations for us. Do we know anything about that?
Yeah. I mean, I would love Whitney to do more narrations.
Me too.
She asked for too much.
But that's. I mean, it's really been down to the fact that when Whitney does the narrations, I then have to put the music to them, and we don't just put music. Well, for some of the videos, maybe we do, but for most of them, we actually record the music from scratch. So it's an investment of time, and just the way things have been working out, we've not really been able to get back into things with that. But I'm hoping to sort of get back to because the podcast was doing really well. So hopefully we can get back to that. And
I also think Whitney's been very busy, by the way.
Yeah, no, I know she moved house.
She moved house, and there's a lot of things going on there. So.
All right, Whitney fan club.
But yeah, I really hope she'll be back.
A spokesman for Whitney said, "My client has been very busy." Yeah,
that's who I was thinking of. Craig's mentioned there David Icke, and that's who I was thinking of earlier.
What's wrong with David Icke, though? I mean, he's right,
Or I think you should change your name.
Mike,
to
don't do that to me. Don't. Mike's
Have you seen Michael? He's full reptilian. He's an overlord.
Mike's just went right off the fucking the Ike Richter scale, the Richter scale.
Who just was it?
Queen Mother's a reptile.
How far does it go? How deep does it go?
Queen Mother's a reptile.
When I was in art school, I made a video game about David Icke. It was like it was like a 16-bit platformer. I did it with two of my study mates, and I did
people and their masks fall off.
Why haven't Mick? I have one question. Why have I not seen this?
Get this
because it got lost. But I did.
Yeah.
I might have some screenshots.
Let me ask everyone in the chat who wants to see Mick's 16-bit game based on the conspiracy theorist David Icke. He believes everyone.
David Icke and the 6 golden coins.
I should probably look for it if I can find it. But we had like this functional demo, and I don't think I can recover that. But I did a soundtrack, and I think I have some songs around.
Did you say Did you say functional demo? I thought you said.
Yeah, but
more
I don't have a functional demo.
Sorry, Craig is asking if we ever have narration tries, and there's a couple of people. We've never done that, but I think a few channels have done the whole idea.
Chilling Tales does it. Chilling Tales for Dark Nights does it. I think the thing is, it's difficult because
we've got a very high threshold.
We want things to be a certain way, and you have to have an element of control over that. So you have to, first of all, you have to have really good equipment. Well, not necessarily really expensive equipment, but you have to have like a good microphone and environment to record. And then it's the type of storytelling as well has to be sort of kind of
emotionally unstable as well. Everyone that works with us has got to be that
That's right. That's right. We were talking about
nutcases.
Yeah. We as a group, there's 5 of us, right? And 6 if you include Whitney. And
well, don't include Whitney. Don't throw her under the bus.
The 5 of us are absolutely. I don't know why am I leaning back like this.
Fucking Mick's leaned in at the same time. It's like
the fact that he's like, I need to see more of this. The 5 of us are really dysfunctional in a good way. We are. We totally are, though. We really none of us are balanced individuals. I think we are all
high functioning alcoholic. Yeah.
But I was
guilty
about this the other day, and there was a study that came out about creativity, and it was basically
about ghastly tales of
people who have kind of erratic like attention spans and personalities, like that may actually be the brain constantly looking for solutions to things, and that those are the people that tend to be creative. So there you go.
Constantly looking for.
Good night, everyone.
There you go.
Kill yourself. If the mic stand slips and makes you lean back in your seat like Michael, there's going to be a problem. It's true. Yeah, no, it's. Do you know what our biggest problem is with doing something like that? I think all of us are. We come across like absolute cunts, and that's not too far from the truth. But I think we struggle to let people down. You know, say no to people. I think if people submit something and we were all secretly like, "This guy's rubbish," we'd struggle to actually tell them that.
Well, no, I think we would have to
struggle, but you
wouldn't go out your way to say like, "Oh, this is rubbish," but you would basically say, "This isn't going to work out for us," you know. So, and maybe try to give some constructive criticism. I think that the most difficult thing for us really is that we do a variety of different things. It's not just the YouTube channel. We have the podcast. We also have Vault of Ghastly Tales, which we do every now and then. We're trying to put together a literary magazine. So we've got a number of projects all at once, and I think what happens is that we sort of jump between projects and we get little bits done here and there, and then that's why you get spaces where not a lot happens, and then we get stuff out, which is good in one way because we're all we don't want to be a channel, definitely do not want to be a channel where it's like we have to do a video for this day, you know, because we want to put out quality work, and that's the most important thing.
I don't want to put out quality work.
Hello, Tara.
Apart from Mick. Hello, Aaron. Apart from Mick does not want to put up quality work. He's dead against quality, is what I'm saying. He's the anti-quality guy.
That's why he fits right in.
So, by the way, about that David Icke game, I just found the sound.
What happened there?
On a SoundCloud. So if anybody, I cannot give you the game anymore because I don't have the game anymore. Literally, I have tried to look for it, but it's
get
gone.
the soundtrack in the chat.
I'll throw the soundtrack in the chat.
Yeah.
Mick, you need to remake this game. That's what you need to do.
I only did the program. I only did the soundtrack and some artwork. I didn't do the program. So
we could get. If anyone in the chat is a low-level games programmer and wants to work on a remastered David Icke game written by
did make it in Game Maker, so it shouldn't be that hard. Probably, I don't know.
Easy.
David Icke, David Syke.
I think it'd be pretty easy to get our little reptile across the screen, and he could get tinfoil armor. Yeah, okay, it's all coming together.
Oh, totally, and definitely the boss has to be the Queen Mother, and she just comes out like, "Oh, hello."
We
did have an animation for because we used to have these guys with trench coats on and hats, and they were like smoking. When you got too close, they would change it to a reptilian, and they would chase you. So we could definitely have the Queen Mother.
Is that not just the lizard from Spider-Man? You wore a fucking overcoat all the time. That's just starting to sound more like a rip-off.
You have to take your inspiration where you can find it. Right?
This is true.
I just love the idea of a David Icke lizard game. I think that would sell. We'll be millionaires. This time next year.
Shit. Well, I don't know if I have to like the intellectual rights for it. So.
Listen, we'll do it. See those two guys. They're gone. Right. You're in Gasly Tales now.
You know, we're all about it. We're all for the moment. No.
You just went full robot. They're cutting you off again. Yeah. Stop.
I know, you went full reptilian.
Speaking of Alex Jones in the chat, have you ever seen the video where Alex Jones breaks down the Star Wars prequels and turns it into like a political analysis? It's brilliant.
No.
He's so deadly serious.
Alex Jones, the best one was when he did the podcast recently with Joe Rogan, and he got really drunk and stoned, and he went full Alex Jones. He was talking about interdimensional beings, and it was glorious to listen to.
Dan Aykroyd's all about that, but we still.
I know that, but listen, Dan Aykroyd's making some mighty fine vodka. What's
true.
Alex Jones making?
Yeah, that vodka definitely isn't turning the frogs.
The best thing that Alex Jones does, believe it or not, look at him, right, and he does health supplements. He's got these muscle supplements that he sells, and literally he has videos where he's like pulling in his gut.
It's not ironically
afterwards.
Red and blue pills, is it?
And it's by the way, it might be. And oh god, the guy's like, I find him thoroughly entertaining, but I do find it really worrying that people take him seriously.
Yeah, I love that little kind of juxtaposition of entertaining and scary that a lot of people walk this line.
Gary says the biggest conspiracy is Alex Jones claiming to be 43. That's, by the way, because he's been around forever. He's been around forever. Do you know the conspiracy theory where they say that Alex Jones is Bill Hicks? Have you
that's a good one.
I swear to God, because Alex Jones basically appeared doing stuff to like sort of shortly after the mid-90s when Bill Hicks died, and like. They look a little bit similar, and they have the southern accent and all that. So, and they're obviously doing like the conspiracy theory stuff. So people are like, Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. There you go, proven. That's it. Alex Jones is Bill Hicks.
Just reading about like the paleoconservatism. I didn't know about that stuff.
See that again?
Paleoconservatism.
Paleoconservatism.
What, you mean like dinosaurs?
No, it's like he's apparently a big advocate of paleoconservatism.
No, dinosaur politics.
Not about any dinosaurs in here.
Right, stop.
It's a conservative political philosophy stressing tradition, limit of government and civil society. Okay, that sounds.
This is getting heavy.
Yes, Alex Jones is Bill Hicks.
Not going to that.
Let's get back to the matter at hand.
I know.
Christopher Lee is Peter Cushing.
Oh God! Imagine
Peter himself.
Right. So we've decided. Right. So we know now that Alex Jones is Bill Hicks.
Right. We also know that people seem to like the t-shirts.
Mick made a 16-bit video game with friends about David Icke
I heard sexting bad. I thought what.
That as well.
You hear what you want to hear, you fucking sicko.
I know that, right? Will we bring this to a conclusion, or you guys want to go on?
Why not?
I can go, and you guys can continue if you want.
I was just going to get deeper into the David Icke.
What are you guys going to go on?
I'm happy to do that, but without a moderating influence. Well, we can put it to the chat if they want us to continue. I'm happy to sit around. Depends what.
Oh no, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I need to.
He's going. So there you go.
Just perhaps Callum on his own.
If we're going into the David Icke territory, we need Mike to lead us into.
Bring us back in.
Yeah, because or else
we'll just turn it into a call-in show.
Take a left at the signpost which says Alex Jones is Bill Higgs. And go down that route. 100%.
Thanks,
right, guys. We are going to make a concerted effort to do a live stream like this, but it's going to be a horror role-playing game that we're going to play.
Yes.
Call of Cthulhu.
Yes, finally.
David Icke edition.
We are going to make
Call of Icke.
Natalie, I'm married. Yes. To David Icke.
No, but we really need to play Call of Cthulhu, though. We need to do it soon. It needs to happen.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And original Stephen, we will set. We do have a link to the store, actually, do we not? We did have a link.
To what?
We asked them. To the t-shirts.
It's been ages since we've
but we did have them up though, didn't we? We're going to put
Michael is married. Yes, the three of us are all polygamous. Which one of us is the husband? You'll never find out.
All three of us. We just take it as it comes.
Yep.
I know.
So there's a couple of people asked to marry you in the chat tonight, Michael. It's good to know that you're still. It's those books, those scary books.
I know.
Ladies love them.
I know. It's terrible. I don't know. Look at this face. I don't understand.
How can you say no?
But yeah. So we're going to, since we're not going to be able to get out a lot of original content over the next couple of months, up until after December, we're going to be going at it all guns blazing. But up until then, there's going to be some narrations and stuff. There's a film that Callum and Martin have been doing as well, but there won't be an awful lot of content. And because of that, we're working on a really big project at the moment, which will be out next year, but we'll deal with that later down the line. But hopefully we can do these types of things. We do live streams and we can do this Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, which I think should be a lot of fun for hopefully you guys and for us. It'll just be like this, us just hanging about, having a laugh, but with a little bit of horror storytelling and role-playing to boot, and Callum ruining it for everyone.
Can I actually, there's a couple of people asking, let me just find out about these t-shirts, because Alan definitely
have them.
Alan definitely made a place where you can buy his designs. Before we sign off, I need to find it. I don't know if I can message.
Yeah, we need to plug that in. No. Anyways.
Where Alan would have posted something. You guys keep talking. I'll look back through the thing. It would have been a while ago that he would have posted it. Maybe even last October, perhaps.
It would have been round about the time we did the Glasgow Horror Festival. Yeah, like.
So that would.
I'm
scrolling back. It's fine. If I come across it, I'll post it in the chat.
Hopefully, but yeah, so we've got a lot planned. I've got a lot of original stories coming out as well. Mick's got some stuff as well. Mick, have you got working any stories at the moment?
Yeah, about that. So yeah, I am working on stories. A couple saved away actually, because I do want to release my first collection of stories somewhere. I think next year.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. Let's make it next year. So I've got some stuff that nobody's ever read before. I've still got some stuff that's almost finished to go up on No Sleep and stuff like that, and stuff that's probably going to be narrated as well. So
did you not just bring it? Oh, here we go. I got it.
Nice.
Yeah. Hang on. There's a couple of other things Alan's done as well. Some of his you can buy. It's one of those sites that you can kind of get multiple things done up, so it doesn't just need to be teased. But it's all of Alan's different stuff that he's done. So he's got It's even like his Reanimator prints and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
But you can get, it's on there. It's on there to get. It's though this is an American one, so if anyone ever has any issues with that, we can potentially look up at setting a UK store. But
we'll set up a proper store. We're going to be doing physical books, and hopefully as well, we're going, once we get a couple more films under our belts, I think we were talking about maybe doing like a DVD, sort of like Ghastly Tales Volume 1 of the films,
potentially a VHS.
Yeah,
we do commentary with it.
Yeah, we'll do
commentary.
Try and stop us.
All sorts of stuff. And because I was thinking as well, we could maybe putting together like audio collections as well and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that we've got on the horizon. We just 2018. I know we say this every year. We say this is going to be our year. 2018, gentlemen, it's going to be our year. Okay, everyone. All right.
I'll also put a link in the chat to the wall clock.
Because
I know a lot of people are going to want a Ghastly Tales wall clock.
Oh, what's the cat's name, Mick?
Mr. Mittens.
Did Mick's cat crash?
Yeah. He's used his power of Satanism to just, and bye, Mick.
Yes. I know. Oh,
frozen forever in time. Jesus Christ.
Oh well, that's it. Mick has been killed by his cat.
What way to go?
I know.
So all the drugs and the drink over the year, and it's finally just a cat.
Oh, he's back. Your cat crashed the stream.
Typical.
I know.
Before we go, we've got 2 comments on the design on this website. The first one is lovely work, and the second one is interesting.
That's a Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh well.
So
the throw pillow's on sale. Link that in the chat as well.
Ooh. So anyway, we've got a lot of stuff coming up, and we will still try and aim for getting stuff out fairly regularly. It's going to be a lot of the storytelling stuff is maybe going to be a little bit sporadic. But videos like this and maybe doing some podcasts where we
did say we'd try and get back to doing one of these a month like we used to.
Yeah, there's no reason why we can't. I mean, the thing is as well, if we get into a situation where we're not doing anything on the channel for a wee while, there's no reason why we can't do one of these every couple of weeks. You know, it's.
I'll try and get myself and Mick will also try and get the Twitch channel back up again, because there was I'll put that in the chat, because there was a while where we were actually doing that semi-regularly. I was maybe doing at least 1 stream a week, so that's in there as well, which I need to finish it off, but I started actually doing a playthrough of The Thing, which is actually a quote unquote a canon sequel to the original one.
I still have a shitload of horrible games I have to play through. Like I've been collecting like the worst horror games of Steam, like pretty furiously last couple of months. So I still have this backlog of utter crap that I still have to walk you through.
The Furious Curator. That's the name there. The Furious Curator.
Mick and I will get in touch about that, and we'll get that. Yeah, we'll get that going. But yeah, you'll always be able to find us on the Facebook, and I don't know. There's another thing I was starting to think as well. I don't know if there's been enough people that would be interested in it as well, but a lot of people, and I use it pretty regularly as well. Use do you guys use Discord at all?
No, but I was thinking, like, because I'd heard a lot of people talking about.
I've actually set up a Ghastly Tales Discord. I haven't given it out to anyone yet, but. If that was something where people would be interested in, where basically with Discord, it's like a thing you can drop in. You can drop into calls and speak to people and stuff as well. But there's multiple tabs where people can chat and put images in, and we can potentially like discuss things as well.
Let's sort some. I've just put my Twitter account in while we're doing shameless self promotion. I've just put my Twitter account in as well, and. Right, guys, I'm going to go now.
Are we doing that? Because it's now also put on my Facebook author page on there, just to...
Cool. Go on, you go. Do it. Go. Do it, Mick.
Keep the promotion going.
There's the Discord as well. If people start joining it, we will start using it, but just throw Well, whether you're interested in it or not, you can. Kane's
just dropped a bomb right on that one.
Kane's just killed it. What a load of shite! I can't think of anything worse.
Unsubbed.
Fucking sellouts.
Yeah, go and check out Mick's author page as well. There's Facebook page because Mick has done some really, really great stuff.
Thank you.
So you really should definitely check it out. So
I don't post that much, but every 3 likes I get, it is awesome. So please.
Oh, your stuff's really good, mate.
Thank you.
It's really, really good, and I think the more the merrier, and all that.
Definitely.
Right, I am going to go.
Sweet.
I love you guys.
So we're to go as well.
Thanks to everyone that joined us, and we'll hopefully be back on again this soon. We'll keep you posted. Keep an eye out on the Facebook and who knows, maybe even the Discord.
Live long and prosper.
Peace. Goodbye.
Yeah.